ఉమ్మేసినవి తినకండి, ఉమ్మేసినవి తాగకండి, ఉమ్మేసినవి కొనకండి. దేవీ దేవతలకి కేవలం హిందువుల దగ్గర కొన్నవి మాత్రమే, చేసినవి మాత్రమే పెట్టండి. Saffron.
The rich and diverse tapestry of Indian philosophy unfolds through its 9 darshanas, or schools of thought, each offering unique insights into nature of existence and the pursuit of truth. These schools include the ancient Vedas, Vedanta, Samkhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Buddhism, Jainism, and Charvaka, forming the foundational pillars of this intellectual heritage. The Vedas, revered as sacred texts, are not ends in themselves, but serve as guides toward the ultimate realization Brahman, the universal consciousness. Vedanta, building on the Vedas, delves deeper into this realization, asserting the unity of the individual self, Atman, and Brahman, unraveling the profound connection between the finite and the infinite. Sankhya philosophy offers a dualistic lens, presenting Purusha, consciousness, and Prakriti, matter, as the 2 fundamental principles shaping reality. Yoga complements this with practical methodologies for achieving samadhi, a state of spiritual absorption that transcends the material realm. Meanwhile, Nyaya and Vaisheshika emphasize logic and reasoning, providing frameworks for acquiring and classifying knowledge. Buddhism adds a layer of complexity with its evolving perspective on Atman. While early texts explore the concept, later teachings center on anatta, the absence of a permanent self. Yet, in his final sermon, as recorded in the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, the Buddha revealed a secret doctrine of Atman, enriching the philosophical discourse. The Bhagavad Gita harmonizes diverse paths, integrating the pursuit of knowledge, Jnana Marga, with devotion, Saguna Bhakti. It portrays Saguna Bhakti, devotion to a godly form, as a simpler, more accessible path compared to the abstract pursuit of the formless Brahman. This theme is echoed in Raskin's poetic reflections, which celebrate the incomprehensibility of God and the profound simplicity of connecting with the divine through pure devotion. Through these schools and teachings, Indian philosophy emerges as a vibrant, inclusive, and ever-evolving tradition, offering timeless wisdom and a multitude of paths to explore the mysteries of existence. Hindutva stands as a concept often distinguished from Hinduism, portraying itself as the essence of Hindu Dharma, while framing Hinduism as a Western constructed ism. This perspective challenges a lens through which the world views one of the oldest living traditions, offering an alternative interpretation that underscores cultural and spiritual authenticity. Critics of Gandhi's pacifism argue that his stance inadvertently supported British control and hindered the momentum of India's struggle for independence. In contrast, Hindutva aligns itself with the principles of the Bhagavad Gita, embracing the concept of the just war and likening Hindus to Arjunas, the determined warrior of the epic Mahabharata. Gandhi's interpretation of ahimsa, or nonviolence, is considered flawed by some for its focus on physical actions while overlooking other dimensions of resistance. This critique extends to the events of India's partition, with Gandhi's approach often held accountable for division and the ensuing suffering of Hindus. In contrast, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar's vision of Hindutva celebrates the essence of Hinduness as a unifying force, rejecting colonial term Hinduism and emphasizing cultural pride. The narrative also touches on external influences, with accusations that Western and other forces aim to demonize Hindus through campaigns like dismantling global Hindutva. However, the 21st century has witnessed a resurgence of Hindu confidence, bolstered by the rise of digital connectivity and renewed cultural engagement. Hindu philosophy is also presented as compatible with science and empirical evidence, reinforcing its timeless relevance. Within this framework, Hindutva positions itself as the authentic interpretation of Hindu tradition, contrasting Gandhi's teachings, which some perceive as cowardice. This dynamic narrative captures the evolving discourse around Hindutva, Hindu identity, and the interplay of tradition and modernity. Hindu symbolism weaves a profound and intricate tapestry, operating on 3 interconnected levels: Adibhautika, material; Adidivika, deity; and Adhyatmika, spiritual. These layers reveal the depth and universality of its meanings, transforming symbols into timeless guides for spiritual seekers. Take Agni, for example. On the material level, Agni is the sacrificial fire that fuels Vedic rituals. On the level of deity, he is revered as a god, but his ultimate significance lies in his spiritual essence, representing the universal consciousness that illuminates all existence. Shiva, The supreme consciousness manifests through profound symbols like the Shiva Linga, which embodies a unity of Purusha consciousness and Prakriti matter. Another striking representation is Shiva as Ardhanarishwara, a form that portrays the perfect harmony of masculine and feminine energies, underscoring the interconnectedness of all creation. Ganesha, the beloved elephant-headed deity, personifies discernment and wisdom, invoked to remove ego and obstacles. Every detail, from his elephant head to his attributes, carries profound significance. Similarly, Lakshmi, the divine consort of Vishnu, arises as a goddess of material well-being, symbolizing abundance and prosperity as she emerges from the cosmic ocean. Saraswati, the consort of Brahma, embodies knowledge and the arts, guiding seekers toward intellectual and creative refinement. Parvati, as a divine Shakti, represents the path to Shiva, the journey of energy merging with consciousness. Mahishajramardini, the fierce form of the goddess, signifies the triumph over inner negativity and destructive tendencies. Even within the human mind and body, symbolism abounds. Devatas are seen as points of consciousness in the brain, while demons symbolize destabilizing forces that challenge balance and harmony. The Nagas, serpent-like beings, represent a rising of cosmic energy through the 7 chakras, a journey of spiritual awakening. The legendary churning of the cosmic ocean, known as Amritamanthana, symbolizes a stirring of consciousness to extract spiritual treasures, revealing the hidden jewels of existence. Finally, Hanuman, the monkey god, embodies Prana Shakti, the vital life force and the mastery of the restless mind. Through these layered symbols, Hindu tradition offers not just religious imagery, but profound tools for self-realization, encouraging seekers to uncover the divine within and beyond. Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic traditions, holds intriguing ties to the Vedic heritage. Emerging from later Vedic peoples who migrated westward, this ancient faith is rooted in the teachings of Zarathustra. The sacred text, the Avesta, chronicles a spiritual landscape dominated by Ahura Mazda, the singular god of wisdom and light, who is opposed by his adversary, Ahurmenu. Remarkably, many practices of Zoroastrianism, such as the recitation of mantra, and a tripartite social structure, echo Vedic systems, though their perception of the devas underwent a significant transformation. What sets Zoroastrianism apart is its introduction of revolutionary concepts like finite time, encapsulated in a grand 10,000-year cosmic cycle culminating in a last judgment. Monotheism, a central tenet of this faith, later influenced the theological foundations of Abrahamic religions, marking Zoroastrianism as a profound bridge between ancient and modern spiritual ideologies. Parallel to this tradition are the Mandeans, a Gnostic and monotheistic community originally from Judea, who later settled in Mesopotamia. Holding reincarnation as a core belief, they regard John the Baptist as their final prophet. Their sacred text, the Ginzar Rabbah, shares remarkable linguistic and stylistic similarities with the Quran, further enriching the narrative of cross-cultural exchanges in the ancient world. Meanwhile, the Nabateans, an Arabic people whose influence spanned from the Euphrates to the Red Sea, venerated deities like Dashra and Al-Uzza and traced their lineage to Ismail. Their capital, Petra, held prominence as the Qibla direction of prayer until around 720 CE. The Nabatean language, bearing resemblance to Quranic Arabic, has sparked theories suggesting that Islam's roots may lie in the Damascus to Petra region, influenced by Nabatean polytheism and their concept of an afterlife. Together, these narratives weave a fascinating history of interconnected traditions, evolving beliefs, and cultural exchanges, reminding us of the shared human quest for understanding the divine. The interwoven histories of ancient civilizations like the Akhenatans, Mitanni, and Hittites paint a fascinating picture of cultural exchange and shared traditions. The Mitanni, known for their worship of Vedic deities, reveal deep connections to Vedic traditions, suggesting a westward migration of Indic people after the drying of the Saraswati River around 1900 BC, a movement preserving the echoes of Vedic texts. The Mitanni Empire, stretching from western Iran to the Mediterranean and referred to as Naharain by the Egyptians, displayed Indic influences through the names of rulers and deities. One striking chapter in this narrative involves Tadukapa, the daughter of Mitanni king Tishrata, who married the Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten. Some scholars even speculate that Tadukapa might have been the legendary Nefertiti. Akhenaten, a fervent sun worshipper, composed a famous hymn to Aten, a monotheistic ode to the sun disk. Intriguingly, scholars like Professor Sabash Kak draw parallels between this hymn and Psalm 104 of the Bible, suggesting that Akhenaten's religious innovations may have influenced Western monotheistic traditions. The Amarna letters further reveal the close communication and exchange between these ancient powers. The Mitanni and Hittites celebrated shared traditions, evidenced by a treaty invoking Indic deities, and the festival of the Sula, with Sanskrit names appearing in records. As masters of military strategy and technology, the Hittites flourished in Anatolia, leaving an indelible mark on the ancient Near East. They, like the Mitanni, maintained their Vedic roots even as neighboring philosophies evolved, including Zoroastrianism, which emerged as a counter-Vedic monotheistic tradition. The Yazidis are speculated by some to be remnants of the Mitanni, preserving traces of their ancient cultural heritage. Meanwhile, the influence of Akhenaten's into Aten continues to resonate through history, shaping the foundation of monotheistic thought and underscoring the interconnected legacies of these vibrant civilizations. Through their rituals, philosophies, and innovations, these ancient peoples not only forged their destinies, but also left a timeless legacy of cross-cultural enrichment. Judaism, one of the foundational Abrahamic religions, is deeply rooted in the Tanakh, or Hebrew Bible, which serves as its spiritual and moral compass. At its core lies an emphasis on the exclusivity of only God, rejecting diverse manifestations of the divine in favor of a singular, uncompromising deity. Central to this tradition is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Tanakh, which outline the covenant between God, Yahweh, and the Jewish people, promising them a land of Canaan in return for their unwavering faith and adherence to divine laws. This faith is characterized by key elements such as prophetism, creationism, strict adherence to divine commandments, and a binary worldview that frames existence in terms of belief and unbelief. The 10 Commandments, often regarded as a moral foundation of Judaism, emphasize monotheism, prohibit idolatry, and demand reverence for God's name, Sabbath observance, and respect for parents, while forbidding murder, adultery, theft, false witness, and covetousness. However, these commandments have faced critiques for their material focus, reliance on scriptural authority, and perceived exclusivity. Yahweh is portrayed as a jealous God, fiercely protective of his chosen people and intolerant of disbelievers, a depiction that has drawn comparisons to lower-level deities in other traditions. Historical accounts suggest that during the conquest of Canaan, extreme measures such as violence, enslavement, and even genocide were employed, leaving a legacy that has sparked debate and reflection. Furthermore, it is argued that Christianity and Islam later adopted and amplified some of these aspects, shaping their own theological and historical trajectories. Through its rich history and enduring influence, Judaism has left an indelible mark on the spiritual and cultural landscape of humanity, inspiring both reverence and critical examination. Its narratives, laws, and traditions continue to provoke thought and dialogue, offering a window into the complexities of faith and the human quest for meaning. Summary of the 10 Commandments. 1. Monotheism. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. No idolatry. You shall not make for yourself an idol, and I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. 3. Reverence for God's name. You shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. 4. Sabbath observance. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 5. Honor parents. Honor your father and your mother. 6. No murder. You shall not murder. 7. No adultery. You shall not commit adultery. 8. No stealing. You shall not steal. 9. No false witness. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. 10. No coveting. You shall not covet your neighbor's house.
ఉమ్మేసినవి తినకండి, ఉమ్మేసినవి తాగకండి, ఉమ్మేసినవి కొనకండి. దేవీ దేవతలకి కేవలం హిందువుల దగ్గర కొన్నవి మాత్రమే, చేసినవి మాత్రమే పెట్టండి. saffron.